The anticipation is at a fever pitch, and it's led us to this moment. This Sunday, who will have what it takes to be their best when their best will be required? This is AEW Countdown to Revolution.
When Hangman Adam Page finally defeated Kenny Omega, it was something of a cathartic moment, not just for Hangman Adam Page, but for everybody that has watched AEW, both from a fan's perspective and internally.
Physically, I was a wreck, but emotionally on cloud nine. It's the biggest accomplishment of my professional career.
There was such a thrill because what he had gone through, all the self-doubt.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right there. I'm sorry. I didn't deserve it. I effing earned it.
He's got a hell of a heart. He won't walk away from a challenge, which can be a blessing or a curse.
I'm surprised.
Hangman Adam Page, you have earned the right to call yourself the AEW World Champion. Now, I've also been a world champion everywhere that I've gone. So it's a shame that that championship reign is going to have to come to an end pretty soon.
You know, I often wonder how it must feel for you to watch from the distance as your friends built a wrestling empire without you. And I wonder if now it must feel weird standing in the ring with the AEW World Champion, looking at this belt and knowing it's the only world championship you will never hold.
I didn't think of MJF before I joined AEW. It was always, this kid follows in your footsteps. This kid talks like you. His favorite wrestler is Roddy Piper, just like you.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman was a fan of Punk.
I made a promise that I was gonna become the best in the world in spite of CM Punk.
CM Punk is somebody that people were desperately begging, hoping, pleading, wishing they would get to see return. And MJF is a star, the likes that no one has seen before, ever.
There's a lot of CM Punk inside of MJF, and there's a lot of MJF inside of CM Punk. These are two men that are inspired by the same type of people.
You know, the difference is I never disrespected Roddy Piper. I never told Roddy Piper that I was better than him. MJF has done those things to me, and it's time to teach him some lessons in respect.
Oh my God.
Britt! No! Oh, power bomb onto the thumbtacks! Have you ever seen two women, two males, two anybody's that have fought like this in a lights-out match?
I never will forget my feeling after that match toward both of them.
They were the first two women to main event an episode of AEW Dynamite.
That was a classic. It was a bloody brawl. I think people want to see this match again. I sure as hell do. I want to call this match.
They were the first two women to be voted Match of the Year.
What they've done to each other and the bloodshed and the physicality, it's set a new bar for women's wrestling.
What makes this one of the most anticipated matches in AEW history is the fact that if there's anybody out there who can dethrone Britt Baker, it's Thunder Rosa.
At the very first Dynamite on October 2nd, 2019, the last image anybody watching that episode saw was the Inner Circle standing tall.
The Elite being destroyed by Jericho and these hitchmen.
Well, I mean, the Inner Circle from day one was one of the foundations of AEW.
And that group was the most influential group and biggest named group in AEW.
To see them fracture, to see them perhaps go their separate ways, that's been difficult to watch. They've been a constant here in AEW.
We've seen cracks in the Inner Circle that we've never really had before.
On the surface, you would say Eddie Kingston's responsible for all this.
You know, Eddie Kingston goes back a long way with Santana and Ortiz.
We text, we talk back and forth, and you know what I told them? I said, do me a favor, don't be a fan, don't be a stand for Chris Jericho. Understand that that man has survived 30 years in this business for a reason.
He's a manipulator, and Chris Jericho knows he's a manipulator.
Look at what we have here.
This is most interesting.
For a long time, I wanted to see us fight too. But since you've come back, we've seen a new Jon Moxley. That's when I realized that Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson shouldn't be fighting. We should be fighting together.
I thought Bryan Danielson's proposal was most unique.
Together, they would be probably the most dominant force in all of AEW.
All the arms we could snap, all the skulls we could cave in, we could create a dream team. Then I got to wonder, it's the only reason Bryan Danielson wants to stand side by side with me, because he doesn't want to find himself standing across the ring from Jon Moxley. I don't stand side by side with nobody till I bleed with them first.
So I have a vision of professional wrestling. You take Jon Moxley, who's the best brawler in the world, and you take Bryan Danielson, the best technical wrestler in the world, and they join forces, and they teach the younger generation the true meaning of professional wrestling.
Little over a decade ago, I was a lot like a lot of the kids in the AEW locker room. I was young, I was angry, I was poor, I had nothing to lose, and I took a shot at taking down the great Bryan Danielson.
Neither Bryan Danielson or myself is motivated by money, by championships, particularly by anything material. We're chasing that feeling of being 25, 30 minutes deep, blood pouring out of your face, sweat pouring out of your body. That feeling of doing what you were put here to do.
Together, you and me, we could run this place. What if we took somebody like Wheeler Yuta under our wings? What if we took somebody like Daniel Garcia and we trained the future of professional wrestling together?
Committing to the future of AEW is a relatively selfless thing.
No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't think of one good reason to say no.
And I'm not sure that he's willing to do that.
In order for us to fight together, we need to bleed together.
Question is, can I trust Bryan Danielson? Does he have the same motivations that I do? Is it a keep your friends close and your enemies closer situation? I don't know. There's only one way to find out.
You want a match?
Once that bell rings, all truth will come to the surface.
You got it!
You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over before you know it. While you shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers.
Styles make fights, as the old cliche goes, and that's what this is.
Fight is won by Moxley. The wrestling match is won by Bryan Danielson.
I've never backed down from a challenge my entire career.
All due respect aside, I'm going to beat the absolute piss out of Bryan Danielson.
You've got two guys who love to go to war. I think you're gonna see a war.
Don't be surprised if you're the only person bleeding.
What's changed since I've joined AEW is, well, now I think about Max.
Has the first victory over CM Punk gone to MJF's head? No.
Soon to arrive to the ring, the past, the present, and the future of professional wrestling.
I didn't think it would be possible for MJF to be even more full of himself, to be even more egotistical.
I think that it's kind of MJF he's talking about all the time. It doesn't stop.
Can anybody hear what I beat CM Punk already 2 times, one night. He's not on my level, guys. It's that simple.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF.
The best in the world, that was always an attitude. Bret Hart, best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Maxwell Jacob Friedman being better than the best in the world, I think is a fantasy. I think I'm going to bring him back to reality.
One thing you may or may not know about CM Punk, and I know since I've gotten to know him very, very well, is he is really old school.
Max, you want to be tethered to Piper so bad?
I don't want to be tethered to garbage human beings, and right now I'm tethered to Max. What I'm trying to do is get rid of him.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, will you be my Valentine?
You want me to be your Valentine, bud? Okay. I'm gonna make you wish and pray to God after that night's proceedings that never came out of your mouth.
We've seen in the past dog collar matches are bloody and brutal.
Here's a collar, there's a chain. The chain can be used to whip somebody, smash their face, do whatever you want to do.
He has a chance to be chained to MJF, where MJF has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I think that plays into Punk's favor.
I do think that people want to see MJF get destroyed.
Every time someone hits MJF in the mouth, part of me just leaps with joy in my heart.
These two guys have different styles and at different ages from different generations.
Hit him again.
If it comes down to physicality,
knock a tooth out.
If it comes down to a straight street fight,
black and eye,
whatever it may be, my money's on Punk.
I am practicing promos in the mirror until my voice gets hoarse, all because I want to be just like CM Punk. You left me!
Is it true? Is that real? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he doesn't exist.
Sunday, March 6th, Revolution dog collar match. I didn't pick it because it's easy. I didn't pick it because I think I can win.
I'm gonna show you that I am the devil himself.
I picked it because this is what Max deserves.
Take my soul.
This Face of the Revolution ladder match is unlike almost any ladder match we've ever seen. They're so hard to prepare for, and there's so many things that can go wrong at a moment's notice that I'm not sure anybody has an advantage.
To have one match pole vault you straight towards the TNT Championship, that is gigantic. So we'll see who that is, who gets that opportunity.
You don't ever take lessons on how to fall from the top of a ladder to the canvas or wherever else you may land in a safe, unhurtful way.
Look at that! And Keith Lee advances to Revolution.
Welcome to AEW, Keith Lee. We're proud to have you here.
We'll proceed with the Face of the Revolution ladder match, and it will continue on after that however I see fit. It's all in my vision. It's not about proving anything to anyone except for me.
The Powerbomb Symphony! And Wardlow advances to Revolution.
There is no one that is going to stop me. Did you hear that crowd out there? I am the top of the food chain. I am the alpha. I am the war dog.
Tremendous spinebuster 3!
An emphatic victory, an emphatic spine buster by Powerhouse Hobbs.
I got a one-way ticket to Revolution. March 6th, my life will change. Professionally and personally.
Oh, he spun it around! Oh, wow, what a spear! He spun the mask around, he scored the spear and the win! Genius!
Now, Taz, you got two men in the Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Yes, exactly, Shivani.
You know, absolute Ricky Starks will always shine on any stage that he's given simply for the fact that I am an absolute star. And I think I've proven that here time and time again.
Old faces, new territory. Hello, Keith Lee. How are you? I want you to let you know something, my man. You're new here, so here are the rules. Team Taz has been running things around here, and just so you know, me and Hobbs, we don't care where you came from or what you've done. Here, you start all over. So you better stay in your lane where you belong.
This isn't about proving anything to anyone, anywhere. My eyes are on everyone. I just got here. I want to whoop everyone's ass.
He's cursing him! Orange Cassidy, the orange punch wiped out Caster!
Danhausen with that very evil curse, and it worked!
But it's very nice. An orange punch for Anthony Bowens!
It worked! 1, 2, 3!
Orange Cassidy advances to Revolution!
I am going to be completely honest with everybody. I don't know exactly who's in this match, so my eye will be on...
Kill switch! Wow. 1,
Look out,
2, 3!
Wow! Christian probably has more matches than the other 5 competitors combined.
I would have to make him the favorite.
Well, I have the most experience than any other competitor in this ladder match. And here's the thing about me. I helped make this match famous. Not only helped make it famous, I won some of the biggest ladder matches in the history of this sport.
Something tells me this is going to be the night on this pay-per-view called Revolution that Wardlow's finally going to set sail in his own ship. Therefore, I'm picking Wardlow to win the ladder match.
Usually this match is the most talked about match on the card, and I think it's because of the danger element, because of the ladders and what could happen and the unknown in this.
Grabbing the ring and winning the Face of the Revolution match puts you right in front of the line to get a TNT title shot. That's why this is very important to each and every man to win this match.
I build, I expand, I evolve championships. The same will be said about the TNT Championship when everyone wants a piece of that championship, because I am the one who possesses it.
You're looking at the face of the Revolution, the face of AEW. And come Revolution, March 6th, I am powerbombing everyone in that match until I am the only man capable of climbing that ladder.
I gotta climb the ladder in order to be successful. Winner gets a shot at the TNT Championship, and there isn't a man on this roster who's been through everything that I've been through. Gold will look good around this waist.
I'm going to win the Face of the Revolution ladder match, all because I'm me. I am absolute for a reason. There's nobody here who can touch me.
My name is Orange Cassidy, and I am the face of the Revolution.
Now a chance at the Face of the Revolution ladder match to win an opportunity for a shot at the TNT Championship. That's not something that I take lightly. In fact, I can see it now. Christian Cage, the new TNT champion, has a good ring to it.
Do not fear change. Let the world know that I struggled every day until I understood that it's not me, but them that fear the change. We are change. Change is violent. Change is inevitable. Change is necessary.
Violence is the answer.
And I felt more at ease being called the devil by other people than I ever did before, because I embraced who I was. And I will show all of you who you are.
We are the house, and the house always wins.
This Sunday, you will get in the ring with us. And win or loss, we will change things inside your head forever.
Because we are the house, and the house always wins.
I have already showed you, Pac, who you really are. And I have made you, Pentagon. I have made you understand the true nature of your violence. And that one day, you will look up to me, and you will say, thank you. We are the house, and the house always wins.
The house always wins. But it seems as if the house only wins with deception. And it seems as if you want to ignite a war. There are three of you. There are three of us.
It's really admirable. Sacrificing yourself for your fallen teammate.
Your sacrifice to the house will be honored.
You see, you have your monster, and we have ours.
And the House of Black are shaken to their core. Oh, Thunder Rosa. Oh my, what the hell was that? And now Jade Cargill, the jaded Jade Cargill will advance to face Ruby Soho next week on Dynamite.
The extreme nature of Britt's actions recently involving Mercedes and Jamie Hayter and Rebel, that would tell me that she's a little worried.
She always has to pay somebody to do her dirty work because she, till now, has not been able to finish the work on her own.
Every sentence that starts with Female Pro Wrestler of the Year ends with Dr. Britt Baker. Thunder Rosa is not even a discussion.
Not only is Britt afraid of Rosa as a in-ring competitor, Britt is also afraid of what Rosa could become. She could become a bigger star here in AEW. She could eclipse Britt Baker.
It's tough to say who wants the AEW Women's World Championship more. The tension, the hatred they have for each other. The two opponents despise each other.
I think Thunder Rosa wants to win more. I think it'll be her crowning achievement in her career. But I just can't see Britt losing.
My title reign is the AEW Women's Division. There's no women's division in All Elite Wrestling without Dr. Britt Baker. Thunder Rosa has the face paint, the music, and people don't care when she's standing next to me. Because I am a star.
I'm not afraid of you, Britt Baker. I'm not afraid of what you have to say. Who are you gonna bring to the ring? Or what else you think you're gonna do?
Thunder Rosa doesn't hate me, she hates herself because she's not me and doesn't have what I have.
I have shown nothing but how fierce I am, how unafraid I am, how it doesn't matter what you throw at me, I never give up.
Why will I win at Revolution? Because Thunder Rosa is her own worst enemy. She's always second to the DMD. She will always be in my shadow, and I know that kills her.
Thunder Rosa does whatever she wants, whenever she wants. This Sunday, I will become the next champion.
I'm sure there's some truth to the fact that Chris Jericho used the inner circle for his personal gain.
I'm the influencer in this company.
When Chris Jericho left WWE and went to New Japan, we created a whole revolution in New Japan. If Chris Jericho doesn't go to New Japan, Jericho versus Omega doesn't happen, and AEW probably doesn't happen.
This is not the same Chris Jericho that went into WCW and turned it upside down. This is not even the same Chris Jericho that became the first world's champion of this company.
If Chris Jericho's not signed to AEW, you think we would have signed a deal with TNT and TBS and the Turner Network? Hell no. It was all based on my work, my name value, and on my shoulders. If that's not an influencer, I don't know what is.
He gave Santana and Ortiz a reason to be here.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I think there's been friction backstage. I've seen it. I just didn't think it would play out in the ring.
While Jericho might think that Eddie Kingston instigated this, Jericho may have to look inside and determine if that's really true or not. To hear Santana and Ortiz tell it, they've been fighting Jericho's battles for quite a while.
So every time they get close, here comes your feud with Orange Cassidy, Leech. Here comes your feud with MJF and the Pinnacle, Leech. You cut their legs off.
And we're going to find out more and more, I think, as time goes on, as to how much Eddie means in the life of Santana and Ortiz.
I've seen guys like you come and go, Eddie, and I can tell you exactly what your problem is.
Deep down inside, he's nothing more than a loser.
You can't win the big one.
All right, I give Chris that. He knows how to get under my skin.
There's something to be said for that.
I've lost to Miro, I've lost to Mox, I've lost to Bryan, I've lost to Punk. So yeah, you can say every big match I kind of fall short. But not this time. No. Not this time, because I feel like I'm doing this for the whole professional wrestling, for the whole entire industry, by getting rid of you.
Eddie is a calculating, street-smart son of a gun. If you listen very closely, Eddie speaks the truth more often than not.
Give me the Chris Jericho your close friend Levesque hated. Because if you don't, I'm gonna eat you alive.
You know, we don't like each other, and this is not something that we do on a pro wrestling show. I really don't like the guy.
I'm gonna look across the ring at a man that I'm gonna try to break. A man who I'm gonna hit with the back fist. A man who I'm gonna punch right in the eye. If I have to, I'll do anything to win. Anything to win.
This is a huge match for both men. This could be a statement victory for Eddie Kingston, or this could be Chris Jericho defending and defining his legacy.
You messed up now. You really messed up now.
Hangman Adam Page. I want you to listen to Story Time with Adam Cole, baby. Because the story between Adam Cole and Hangman Adam Page, it goes back. We spent a lot of time together, a lot of road trips together. He was my roommate. I saw something in Hangman Adam Page. I saw the tenacity. I saw how badly he wanted to become a champion because he looked up to me. I remember thinking at the time that, man, he was a good-looking guy. He was one of the best wrestlers around even then, and I knew he would be a huge deal.
You know it's all about the
Since Adam Cole's arrived in AEW, he's undefeated in singles competition.
Adam Cole is a great wrestler. He's a pompous ass, but he's a great wrestler. I wonder why a guy that talented resorts to using members of Red Dragon to get ahead.
Hangman's got some issues that Adam Cole can try to prey on to try to undermine Hangman.
You've become an unbelievable world champion.
I think that under all that hatred, there's a kind guy in there who maybe is probably pretty happy to see his friend doing so well.
I have nothing but love, respect, and admiration for you.
The problem for him is that I'm doing much better than he is right now.
Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, assaulting Hangman from behind.
Even though it was not too classy, it was very smart, because Adam Cole walked away, damage done to his next major opponent, and didn't break a sweat.
I reminded Hangman that I will side my situation in my favor.
Hangman Adam Page is one of the toughest men in our locker room, but his personal code may be his undoing.
I just think he's physically beat up. He's found himself in situations where he couldn't win. Oh, you could win the match maybe, and he did. But physically, you couldn't win. The lasting effect of Hangman Page's last matches, I believe they will prevent him from winning.
Cowboy shit, the same thing that the AEW fans fell in love with, it's gonna be his downfall.
Oh, baby! Hangman intercepts the super kick and lays out his challenger.
Who's ready for story time with Adam Page, baby? Our tale begins when a young, smug little prick named Adam Cole decided to come for the most precious prize in professional wrestling, the AEW World Championship. And he kept his eyes on that prize as he walked towards it, never realizing that he was drawing closer to a 6-foot hole in the ground. And the world listened to the sound of his body hitting the dirt from a freshly cocked buckshot, and that sound was boom.